I fucking hate that movie. Whoa, what a terrible opening sentence to this episode. I'm Kiel from gameKritic. I know it is a terrible opening sentence, but I'm here to talk about a movie that in my opinion is the most overhyped movie ever. Like, I thought it was a bad movie and a lot of people think it's a good movie, and that's what I'm gonna discuss now today. Like, in my opinion, it's overhyped and it just didn't fit for me, and that's why I hate that movie. Now, which movie am I talking about? Well, none other than Scarface. Yep, in my opinion it's the most overhyped film ever, and I thought it was a bad film. Hold on, I will explain why. You maybe have a different opinion and maybe think it's a good film, but I think it's a bad film, and I will explain why. You see, more than 15 years ago, when I was still a teen, everyone who saw Scarface was like, it's one of the coolest flicks you'll ever see. Of course, back in that day, I was like, okay, if everyone's saying it's good, even though even in the early steps of the internet people praised the movie, I was like, I want to see that film. And instead of renting it or something like that, I just immediately bought it on DVD, because I was like, if it really is that good, I'm just gonna buy it on DVD. And you have to remember, I was a teen, so of course I didn't have cash just laying around, so buying a DVD was of course a big step. But I was like trusting everyone's word that it was gonna be a fantastic film, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. And then I end up buying this film, Scarface. And I watched and I was like, God, the main protagonist is an asshole. It's a terrible person. And I just cringed at the notion of having to watch that hypocrite of a person. Of course, you can say, well, Al Pacino acted it great to portray a character that's an asshole. In that sense, he's a good actor. He did a good job portraying that character. But like, the character of Tony Montana is such a hypocrite fuck. And like, how can people invest their time in that? You know, there are multiple movies where the main protagonist is an asshole or a terrible person at what he does. But they always have some sort of redeeming quality or charming quality that hooks you into that character and its journey. For me, nothing hooked me into Scarface. I thought it was so fucking bad. The reason is, like I said, the main protagonist of this film is an asshole. Not only that, he's a hypocrite. Okay, so he's an immigrant from Cuba who comes to the US for the American dreams in like the 80s. Then of course he becomes a criminal and becomes a very big gangster and makes a huge, you know, impact in the gangster world, and of course drugs. But then of course the stupid parts come in. Like, I only watched this movie once and I still remember that stuff because I was like, you stupid fuck. Like, he bitches against his girlfriend, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, that she can't give him babies because she's full of cocaine. Like, you know, like he accuses her like being a drug whore because she can't even give him babies. He's the supplier of drugs. He's the dealer. He's the fucking asshole that brings drugs to the world of Miami. And then he, of course, like, insults his own woman for that reason when he is the cause of all that, like, mischief of drugs. Like, that was part number one. Then, of course, he's like, well, I can screw around and fuck every girl I want, but I have a sister who is dear to me. If he has a sister who is dear to him, I respect in that sense. But he came from Cuba with another guy, I don't remember his name, but the point is that guy is his best friend. And they build up this drug empire, both of them, like as best friends. And then for some reason, his best friend and his sister fall in love. In a normal situation like this, you'll go like, yes! This is the best thing that can happen, because it's your best friend, you know it's a good guy, and of course then you know that good guy will end up with your sister and make your sister happy. Tony Montana, can fuck everyone he wants, but when his sister has sex with his best friend, he can't take it. He's like, you can't have him, he's not good enough. You fucking idiot! Like, small-minded dick that he is, he can screw around everyone, he can fuck all women he wants, and when his sister genuinely falls in love with his best friend, he's pissed about it. How stupid of a small-minded character can you be? I was like, really? Everything he says, everything he does, all the decisions that he makes, I'm like, why? Why is this protagonist so stupid? Like, if I had magical powers and could go into the screen to meet this person in real life as that character, I would have punched him in the face and killed him myself, because he's like a hypocrite asshole. He's the most unlikely main protagonist in a movie ever. And I was like, oh God, why? Why? Why do people say it's a good film when God, you have to follow this hypocrite's journey? And then, like, even in the end, when everything, of course, turns against him, which is only normal, even him dying is annoying. The fuck just won't die. They shoot him, they shoot him, they shoot him, and then he even has to do like this crazy before he like falls dead in the pool. Just die already, you fuck. I mean, really. In my opinion, it's so bad. God. Like I said, like I opened this episode, I fucking hate that movie. And it's true. In my opinion, it's a bad film. Of course, a lot of people think it's good. Then why did I make this video? Because for some reason I was a friend of mine was talking about movies, how he liked gangster film, and then of course Scarface came up again and he was like, yeah, Scarface is great, and I was like, tell me why. Why do you think this movie is great? Of course he didn't really have a good explanation for that. I was like, come on, why is this film good? Like really in depth. The only thing like I can say is Al Pacino as an actor did a good job of portraying that character. If that character is a hypocrite asshole, then Al Pacino did a good job. He is a good actor, especially like back in the 80s when he was at his peak in his acting ability. Like he kind of faded away now, but back then he was a respectable, good actor. So in that sense I'm like, yeah, Al Pacino, if that was the thing he had to put down on the silver screen, he did an excellent job. But still, that's the only redeeming or good quality I could tell of this film. Everything else is like, God, why? Why? So yeah, like I said, my opinion, not everyone else. Like, I don't even know how much it gets on the Internet Movie Database, but a lot. In like back in the 70s or in like in the 80s, like, you know, it goes like 7 points, so not 70, but you know, like 7.8 or maybe even 8.0. I'm not sure what it's at now, but it's respected by a lot of people, and I'm like, ugh, I just can't wrap my head around it why people like that movie or want to watch it multiple times. Like I said, I watched it once 15 years ago and I was like, God, make it end. But hey, everyone has a different opinion. And of course, taste and preference of people to people difference. That's what makes human beings unique. We all have different tastes and we all have to respect each other's opinion. So if you think it's a good movie, leave me in the comments below why. And I will read it and respect your decision why. If you think it's a bad movie like me, also leave it in the comments. Then we can discuss it there. Like I said, for me personally, I hate that film. For a lot of other people, they like it. Hey, bah, it still gets me why, like I said, I hate that film. Anyway, yeah, weird episode on FilmKritic, but I just had to get it out of my system, just have to like, verbally explain why. So that was it. I'm Kjell from FilmKritic. All I can say is, enjoy and keep watching.